today. This is Craig with LazerModels. We've got another model we're going to build today. Today we're going to build the little cat, our little bulldozer. And I've already separated all the parts, like-minded kind of pieces, you know, mixed up and stuff. But pretty much where I can figure out what I've got and I can follow the steps and kind of find the stuff instead of leaving it in a pile. I also have my little pile of trash over here, which I assume is all trash pieces. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to make the bucket. So we need these two pieces and this piece and that piece. I need our glue. I always do this to kind of squeeze it. If I get air, I know it's not plugged up. Anyway, let's go ahead and start gluing this together. Remember, a little glue is all you need. You don't need a whole ton of glue. There's the bucket. We'll set that over to the side. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to make the seat. So we need the floorboard. We need the seat back and the seat frames. So these will go onto here like this. Okay, these will go, you can force them both ways, but they'll only go one way simple. And the reason for that is because we want to make it off a little bit. So, a little bit of glue there. And you got to put the seat back on before you put it to the floor because it's angled. Next step is going to be putting it to the floor, so a little dab of glue. Those spots. And the seat bottom. The seat bottom's got a little tab, large tab, little tab goes to the back. And the seat back, curve towards the top. Okay, with that done, we're going to go ahead and grab the side pieces. The front of the model is this side, this is the back, so the bucket's going to be here. So kind of just lay it out in that order. And so hold these together. And again, you can let these pieces dry in between, or just keep working. And then we've got these two pieces. You don't need any glue on these because these sit in place, but you've got two different styles, but they'll only go into the correct slot. So this one here, because it's small, could go into the bottom slot or the top slot. But this one goes into the bottom but will not go into the top slot. So you can only put them in one way. You do not need glue for these because the side of the model will hold it together. And then because we're having to have pieces sticking through, just get something to set it on. You can do that, or you know, if you don't want to mess with that because you're still working on it. Now you might grab the wrong pieces, but for what we're doing now, we're working on the side, so the other side's right here. So we want to put in, go back to this because now we want to put in other pieces. We want the back window. Here's the back window. This this set of steps is the hardest set of steps on this whole model. And then you've got the back of the engine compartment. This can go in this way or this way, it doesn't matter. You just want to have the artwork facing out. Now that that's done, we now want to put this side on. Okay? So first off, let's get some glue in here. The first thing you want to do is put these pieces in because they stick up the highest. Kind of wiggle them a little bit and you'll get them in place. Then the bottom. And then these here, you just got to kind of adjust them a little bit. There we go. And so all those pieces are now in place. Okay? So hold it together just for a little bit. We move that out of the way. And while we're looking, we've got the next step, the rear panel, which is this piece and this large piece. This will help hold it together side to side. Okay. Got a little bit of glue sticking out, little places. You can just take your paper towel and just rub it. And then on the back here, this little weighted piece goes on there. And if you don't want to see our information or that, you can always put this on backwards. We kind of like it sticking out for people to know that where to get more of them if they want them and they forget. Now step 8 is going to be putting the little gear shifts in right here. So a little bit of glue. And they do curve this direction. So they curve towards the seat. Alright. Now let's get the little piece that goes here. There we go. One advantage of using a laser to cut pieces is they fit perfect. Bad side is they fit perfect, and sometimes you just got to work with them to get them in when they're a tight fit like these are. Alright, so the next step is to flip this over. These two pieces in. Alright. And now to put the bottom on. The bottom will only go on one way. You can't put it on this way. So it'll go just like this. So you can kind of line up the back a little bit, squeeze these together when it's in place, flip it over, push down, and you glue on the bottom. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to put the front little door on. Okay, slide the first little hinge in place. The second one, if you put it on top of the window, you can kind of slide it in there, shut the window, and just push these in. That's it for there. And now let's get the roof glued into place. The roof will only go in one way. Just like that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and let this dry at this point because we're going to start flipping it on its side. We're going to be putting on the pieces for the treads and stuff, and that requires a lot of moving and stuff. So let's take a quick break, let this dry a little bit, and then we'll get right back onto it. See you in 5. Okay, welcome back. We've now gotten to this point. We're going to go ahead and move to the next step, which means we're going to start putting the treads on. So the first thing I want to do is grab these. You're going to have 2 of these. The raised area goes towards the front. You can only put them on one way. And you could flip them upward, but they face down. So you're going to have 2 there and 2 on the other side. So let me get these 2 glued on. Larger slot. And like that. Now I'm going to glue this one on. This one goes on here. Okay, just like that. Now the first tread we're going to put on is going to be the one with the openings on both ends. Alright, so I'm going to put some glue in each one of those slots. Let's do the other side also. And then we've got these 2 here and this one back here to put these on. So again, not a whole lot of glue. Let's flip it around. There's those. So now we're going to go ahead and lay this on this side, just like that. Excuse me. All right, we're going to be gluing this piece into this circle here. If you notice, this circle's got two, or this square's got two round circles around it. The reason for that is we've got pieces that go on these, and they have to go on a certain way or they won't work. So this one's going to go on with the double rings on it, large slot first. Okay. You've got two of these. You've got a small one and you have a larger one. The larger one has the little loops down here. I'm going to set on the top and go to right there. Okay, so okay, now while this is still wiggling, we're going to go ahead, oh, wait, my bad, hang on. The solid piece goes down. It makes the tread down there. You take one of these shorter tread units, and it's going to set right in there. And you're going to have to move these around a little bit to get it in there. So you don't want to wait till it's dry. You want to do this all while the glue is still wet. Okay, we've got this one here on this side to do. Little tabs face up. I'm going to glue my fingers. Move this out of the way. The closed end goes down. Now this is the one that you're going to struggle with a little bit. Goes down the bottom. Now we got to raise this up a little bit. Okay, just like that. So it's going to push up a little. Then here's the last piece. Now that the treads are in place, are these little covers that glue onto here. There is no per se right or wrong way. You just kind of want to put it in there where it looks good. And that pretty much covers up all of this type of stuff. Okay, so there's that. Now we're going to go ahead and get these sides put on. First thing you're going to do is you're going to take these little round pieces. There's one for each side. are going to go on there. But before those go on, the big one goes on. Now the small one. Now this arm goes on here. Okay? This side goes on here. Glue, 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 no glue on the top. You don't want to take a chance of getting glue on the area for the bucket. So you just don't even put any there. Okay, now we're going to do this side over here. The large one, the small one, the arm, lettering out, lettering out. Okay, now turn around this way. That's that page. Now this one here, this little piece here goes from here to here inside. So you're going to end up flexing this out a little bit and then pushing it back together. Probably hear my dog in the background barking. The mail showed up. So there's that. And then the last piece is going to be to go ahead and glue on the bucket. So a little bit of glue here, here, a little bit on the top edge, no glue on the bottom side. Okay, we'll push that together. That is our little cat. These are trash. Being this is wet, you know, it will come up and down and stuff, but go ahead and push it in there, let it dry out, and then it'll be a great model for you to display. Anyway, thanks for joining me today. We'll continue doing more of the models, more of the instruction sheets for you guys. Hope you enjoy them. Just look on the website and we'll try to keep up to date on which ones are finished. Anyway, have a wonderful night.